Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Nitya Leela Pravishtom Vishnupad Parvamsa Parivajagracharya Shtotra Satashi Śrimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charan Bhaktivedanta Goswami Shubhupad Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Leela Pravishtom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagracharya Ashtotra Satashi Śrimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Shubhupad Ki Jai. Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrind Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसरी गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री मायापुर चंद्रोदय मंदिर की जय। परम करुणा श्री श्री गौर नित्याय की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा की जय। श्री गंगा मैया की जय। यमुना मैया की जय। श्री तुलसी देवी महारानी भक्ति देवी की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assembly bodies, all glories to assembly bodies, all glories to the assembly bodies, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narotamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudhirayet. Nasta prayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuki Tara Rajasamo Bhava Kamaralo Varayasche Cheta Etirana Vidhang Sitam Satve Prasadati Evam Prashana Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana Mukta Sangasya Jayate Jayatam Suratopango Mama Mandamatir Gati Matsarvashva Padam Bhujo Sri Radha Marana Mohano Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumara Srimad Ratnagara Sringhasanasto Srimad Sila Radha Govinda Devo Peshtalebi Sevyamano Smarami Sri Srimad Rasarasarambi Vangshi Vatatata Stitaha Karshana Venur Swanair Gopi Gopinath Sristunaha Tapta Kanjana Gorangi Siradhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Garadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vansakalpaduru Vishya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ajanulambita Bhujo Kanaka Vadhatu Sankirtanai Kapitaru Kamalaya Taksho Vishwambarodaro Yugadara Mapalo Vande Jagat Priyakaru Karuna Avataro. So reading from Śrimad Bhāgavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, Text 21. And this is not a coincidence. 3, 21, 21. Oh, I can see it. Conversation between Manu and Kardama Muni. So we do the word for word and then we chant this wonderful prayer mantra in glorification of the Supreme Lord. This is the conversation. Sadhu Munaya Prishtaham Bhavarabi Loka Mangalam. The Prishta, the Prashna, the questions between the sadhus. It is Mangalam. It is auspicious. Loka Mangalam. It is auspicious for the whole world. This is the great auspiciousness that our great spiritual master Srila Prabhupada has given us. And we will chant these wonderful Sanskrit verse. So I do the word for word and then we do. Tam Tava Anubhutyam Anuparatam Uparatam Kriyam Aratam Swamayaya Vartita Lokam Tantam Namami Abhikshanam Nanamaniya Pada Sarojam Alpiyasi Kama Varsham Tam Tvanubhutya Prata Kriyatam Swamaya Vartita Lokatantram Namanya bhikshana namanya para sarojam alpeyasi kamavarsham tam tvanubhutya yato parata kriyartam Swamayaya vartita lokatandram Namanya bhikshana namanya para sarojalpayasi kamavarsham Tam tvanubhutya Bhutya parata kriyartam Swamayaya vartita lokatantram Namani abhikshasa Namani para Saroja alpayasi kamavarsham Anybody would like to try? Tvam tanubhutaya parata kriyartam Swamayaya vartita lokatantram Ani abhikshasa namanya para Sarojalpayasi kamavarsham Tam tvanubhutaya parata kriyartam Swamayaya vartita lokatantram Namani abhikshasam namaniya para Sarojam alpayasi kamavarsham What is? Antanubhutaya parata kriyartam Swamayaya vartita lokadandam Namanya bhikshanam namanya pada Sarojamalpiyasi kamavarsham Tam data Tva you Anubhutya by realizing Uparata disregarded Kriya enjoyment of fruitive activities Aratam in order that Swamayaya by our own energy Vartita brought about Lokatantra the material worlds. Namani, I offer my obeisances. Abhikshanam, continuously. Namaniya, worshipable. Parasarojam, your lotus feet. Alpiyasi, on the insignificant. Kam, desire, varsham, showering. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I continuously offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of which it is worthy to take shelter. because you shower all benedictions on the insignificant. To give all living entities detachment from fruitive activities by realizing you have expanded these material worlds by your own energy. Purport by His Divine Grace. Everyone, therefore, or we should do the, I should say the translation. It's many years, I haven't given a class in maybe 3-4 years, so please. I continuously offer my respectful obeisances. I suppose to. Yeah, please repeat. Unto the lotus feet of which is worthy to take shelter, because you shower all benedictions on the insignificant, to give all living entities detachment from fruitive activities by realizing you. You see, from fruitive activities, to give all living entities detachment from fruitive activities by realizing you. You have expanded these material worlds by your own energy. Purport. Everyone, therefore, whether he desires material enjoyment, liberation, or the transcendental loving service of the Lord, should engage himself offering obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, because the Lord can award everyone his desired benedictions. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord affirms, Ye yatam mam prapadyante. Anyone who desires to be successful enjoyer in the material world is awarded the benediction by the Lord. Anyone who wants to be liberated from the entanglement of this material world is given liberation by the Lord. And anyone who desires to constantly engage in his service in full Krishna consciousness is awarded the benediction by the Lord. For material enjoyment, he has prescribed so many ritualistic sacrifices, performances in the Vedas, sacrificial performances in the Vedas, and thus people may take shelter of those instructions and enjoy material life in higher planets or in a notable aristocratic family. These processes are mentioned in the Vedas, and one can take advantage of them. It is similar with those who want to be liberated from this material world. Unless one is disgusted with the enjoyment of this material world, he cannot aspire for liberation. Liberation is for one who is disgusted with the material enjoyment. Vedanta Sutra says, therefore, atato brahma jigyasa. Those who have given up the attempt to be happy in the material world can inquire about the absolute truth. For those who want to know the absolute truth, the Vedanta Sutra says, the Vedanta Sutra is available, as is Śrimad Bhāgavatam, the actual explanation of the Vedanta Sutra. Since Śrimad Bhāgavad Gita is also Vedanta Sutra, by understanding Śrimad Bhāgavatam, Vedanta Sutra, or Bhagavad Gita, one can obtain real knowledge. When one obtains real knowledge, he becomes theoretically one with the Supreme. And when he actually begins the service of Brahman or Krishna consciousness, he is not only liberated, but situated in his spiritual life. Similarly, for those who want to lord it over material nature, there are so many departments of material enjoyment. Material knowledge, material science are available, and the Lord provides for persons who want to enjoy them. The conclusion is that one should worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for any benedictions. The word Kama Varisham is very significant, for it indicates that he satisfied the desire of anyone who approaches him. But one who sincerely loves Krishna and yet wants material enjoyment is in perplexity. Krishna, being very kind towards him, gives him an opportunity to engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and so he gradually forgets the hallucination. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Ulmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Koroti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Sri Guru Dinataranam Paramanandam Marvam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So I read this verse yesterday, and I thinking how I am blessed with such a simple presentation of Krishna consciousness, to get an opportunity to sit here and present Krishna consciousness from the most simplest perspective, and delineated even by our loving spiritual master, grand spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. So, the main point here in this verse is that Chaturvida bhajanti mam. Jnana sukrutino Arjuna. Arto jigyasu. Arta arti jnani cha bharata rishabha. Lord Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvida bhajanti mam. 4 types of people come to me. They come to me for sense gratification mainly. That's what people approach the Lord for. And Srila Prabhupada used to say, the Christians, they have the prayer, give us this day our daily bread. So, and then he said he was always in appreciation of them, because somehow or the other they are going to the Lord, they are approaching the Lord for whatever they would want. And this is the way of entering in the path of transcendence. And Lord Krishna say, those who are seeking knowledge, Chaturvida bhajantimam, 4 types of people. Jigyasu, those who are inquisitive, those who are arta, seeking wealth, those who are arta arti, seeking the sense gratification, and then the jnani, the one who is seeking knowledge. So it is recommended that we worship the Lord in all circumstances. It doesn't matter. Tapas vibodhi ko yogi, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, tapas vibodhi ko yogi, jnani bhyochi pi matodika, karmi bhyaschadi ko yogi, tasmad yoga. In all instances, become a yogi. It doesn't matter what you do and go for. Tapas vibhyo, jnani bhyo. If you are performing some austerity, in the material world, people always performing some austerity. Always performing some type of austerity. Tapas vibhyodi ko yogi, jnani bhyo, knowledge. You're looking for knowledge. Because knowledge will free us from the material world. Or also knowledge enlighten us. Knowledge put us in the position where we can become happy, where we can achieve something, where we go to school, we get an education just to get knowledge. So we can be well placed. Srila Prabhupada used to say, if a person doesn't go to school now, later on he would not be well placed. So similarly, if one does not, first develop Krishna consciousness, later on he will not be well placed in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual world. We will not be able to get the ultimate goal. So, going to the Lord for knowledge is just for us to be situated better. But real knowledge will help us to be situated. I would like to speak when the volume is coming, Is it? Yeah, because I know other devotees are listening, They're somehow they're in the kitchen. All right, thank you again. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. So, it also, Prahalad Maharaj has recommended, Kumar Archet Pragya Dharma Bhagavataniha Durlabham Manusham Janam Therapy Juvam Ardram. That this human form of life is durlabham, is very difficult to attain. And when one attains this human form of life, he must start from his childhood. And that we see in the material world. People, they start their education from young. If it doesn't start from young, from a youthful age, it's difficult to start gaining any type of real progress in any field of idang hipongsa tapasa shuta seva. Every field is meant to worship the Lord. Idang hipongsa tapasa shuta seva, shutasya shuktasya cha buddhi datayo. Avichitur kavibir nirupita. Yat uttama shloka gunanu vartaya. So, this all fields of knowledge were meant to culminate in Uttama Shloka, in ultimately worshipping the Supreme Lord. And we must start from a young age. As this verse has been said in the purport, any department of life we can, any dimension of life. If we want to go into material life, that ye yatamam prapadyante, tang sataiva bhajamyaham. As one surrenders unto me, I reward him accordingly. If one surrenders to me in the material world, Lord is said, I am giving. Lord is said, I am giving. If one comes to me for material things, I am giving. And if one even works for material things, what happens? Sometimes frustration is there. Because this is the material world, is a Durga. Is a difficult going. Is a material world is a difficult place. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. And we are struggling. We are struggling, with the senses in the material world. Manaha sastani indriyani. Prakriti stani karshati. Prakriti stani karshati. Manaha, the mind. So if you're in the material world, you're suffering. The man, by mind you're trying to get this, by activities you're trying to get this, but indriyani paraniyahu, indriyabha paramang manaha. Manasu para buddhi. And beyond the mind is the buddhi. So the intellect, the ability to want, to get, to achieve, to go, to get some knowledge, to what? To get some sense gratification. But Lord is giving. This is the beauty of the, otherwise how people is going on for so much work for such a little Sukhamita Ramani Samaj. So much work for such a little pleasure. But they're getting the pleasure, but Lord Brahma will give that special benediction that the living entity will work so hard for the sense gratification he wants, and he forget all the struggle and all the anxiety just when he gets that, that one drop, Sukhamita Ramanisa, one drop, if you're in the desert and you get one drop of water, it will be good because there's hope. One drop is hope. But you need buckets. And you need more than buckets, you need a stream, you need a river, you need the ocean. Because you're in the desert. The material world is like a desert, it's a struggle, hard struggle. Manahasa sthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. So we're struggling very hard in the material world and we're suffering. But somehow or the other we are still being hopeful and exploiting, rearranging. We're always arranging and rearranging our exploits, And today we are going this way, tomorrow we are going that way, tomorrow and next day we are going somewhere else, looking. We are only looking. We're looking for, what are we looking for? Srila Prabhupada gave a wonderful example like the deer. He is carrying the musk in his navel, but he is looking everywhere. He not knowing that he's carrying it himself. He inside, within, the antarayami, the paramatma, the knowledge of self-realization to seek out the eternity, the eternal realm. That the living entity doesn't know. He doesn't know that. But by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, Brahmanda Brahmite Kon, Bhagavana Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasada Pai, Bhakti Lata Beach. Brahmanda, we are in this Brahmanda, Janma Mrityu, birth and death, coming and going. And by Guru Krishna Prasad, by the mercy of the Guru, the Prasad, when we take the Prasad, not that one alone, but the Karnamrita, through the airs. When we drink this knowledge through the holes of our airs, it said that Krishna swa dharmo pagate, dharma jnana dabishaha, kalo nashta drishamesha, kalo nashta drishamesha, purana ko dunodita. That this Purana, this Bhagavatam, this Bhagavad Gita, the Śrimad Bhāgavatam, the Itihas, the great Vedic culture, is we drink this Katha, Amritam, Shavanam Puteshu. It said, Shavanam Puteshu, through the airs. Shavanam Puteshu Samritam, Vijantite Vishaya Vidushitasyam, Vijantita Charana Sarohu Hantikam. It destroys the wrong aim of life and it reestablishes our devotion, our position, our relationship with the Supreme Lord. This is the Bhagavat. This is the glories of the Bhagavatam. When one can drink that through the airs, through the holes of the airs. So, Shravanam Puteshu Sambritam, Vijantite Vishaya Vidushitasyam, Vishaya, the sense gratification becomes destroyed. As the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga, Shikshartam Eka Purusha Purana, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti. This Vidya, this Gyan, Jnana Shadharaval Labite Jnanam. When one has knowledge, has faith in this knowledge, Shadharaval Labite Jnanam, Tatparasam Yatendriya, and he can control his mind and senses. Jnanam Labdva Parashanti. He can get the Shanti, Parashanti. Achirena Adhigachati. He would definitely, surely get this peace. This is what he is looking for. What the scriptures say we would get, Apuyamanam, Achala Pratishtam, Samudram Apapa Vishyanti Yadvat. Tadvat Kama Yang Parvishyanti, Shashantim, Apnoti Nakama Kami. So, Shradadaval, when one has faith on this part of devotion, in this Gyan, Shradadaval Labite Gyanam, Tatparasam Yatin, and he can control his mind and senses. Jnanam Labdva, the Gyan will bring Labha, will bring wealth. Arta Jigyasu Arta Arti. We're looking, yes? Jnani Cha Bharata Sabha. Krishna said, Priyo hi Jnani no taham aham sacham mam priya. Priyo hi Jnani, that Jnani who is priya to me. Aham sacham, I am there to him and he is there to me. That is the Jnani. That is this Jnana. This Jnana Agni. Jnana Agni, Dhagna Karmanam. Tamaho Panditam Buddha. Jnana Agni, when one has this Jnana, this fire of knowledge, this knowledge of self-realization. Jnana Agni Dhagna Karmanam. Tamahur Panditam Buddha. And Pandita Samadarshina, Divya Drishti. He can see. Yomang Pashyati Sarvatra, Sarvang Chamai Pashyati, Tasyaham Panashami, Sachame Napanashiti. For one who sees me everywhere, sees everything in me. I've never lost to him, nor is he ever lost to me. So this is Divya Drishti. This is when one has the knowledge. He can see. Dadami Buddhi. I will give the Buddhi. I will give the understanding by which you can come to me. But Tesham Satayuktanam. Tesham Satayuktanam. Always worship in me. Tesham Satayuktanam. Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Priti, with love, with devotion. One worship me. Tesham Satayuk. Bhajatam Dadami Buddhi, I will give the Buddhi, the intelligence, how he can come to me. So, this is the beautiful part of Krishna consciousness that Srila Prabhupada has given. Guru Krishna Pasara Pai, Bhakti Lata Bij. The Pasara, the Guru Krishna Pasara, the mercy of the Guru and Krishna is the part of Bhakti, devotion to the Supreme Lord. Guru Krishna Pasara Pai, Bhakti Lata Bij. We get the part of devotion by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. And Guru is giving us Krishna. Krishna is giving us Guru also. Krishna is giving us himself. But Krishna doesn't give himself to anyone and everyone. You say, Ye yatamam prapadyante. If one surrenders to me like this, I give him this. You surrender to the Lord for material things, you get material things. You surrender to the Lord for spiritual things, you will get spiritual things. The Lord is always welcoming. He's always reciprocating with the living entity, like a father. Yeah? Aham bija padapita, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. I am sarva yuneshu kongtiya murtaya sambhavantiya tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija. I am the father. I am the seed-giving father of all living entities in this world. Bijanang sarva bhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvisu. Bijanang sarva bhuteshu. I am the seed-giving father. I am the life that all that lives. There is nothing except Krishna. Actually, from divine knowledge, there is nothing except Krishna. So this is how we can see Krishna in everything. Because Krishna is everything. Andanta rasta paramanu chayanta rastam. I am even within the atom. I am within the 33 billion cells within your body. I am maintaining and sustaining life. Jivanang sarva bhuteshu. I am the life that all that lives. So if I see another devotee, if I see another living entity, yeah, I see Krishna. Vidya vinaya sampane brahmane gavi hastani sunichaiva swapakecha pandita samadarshina. This is how you can see Krishna in everything. See Krishna in the Brahmana, in the Gavi, in the cow, in the Hasti, in the elephant. Samadharshi. This is Divya Drishti. This is how we can see Krishna. Krishna said, he told Arjuna, you can only know me by devotional service standing before you. You can only know me by devotional service standing before you. And that is the part of our devotional service. Jnana. Jnana, Vairagya, Vidya. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give that Jnana, that knowledge. But not just knowing. By knowing, we become purified. We become purified by knowing. But if someone knows, that knowledge is in the mode of awe and reverence. If one knows, like if a girl knows a boy is a rich boy, she like him because of his maybe his good handsome looks or his wealth or whatever he may have. So that type of love, Srila Prabhupada gave this wonderful example. Yeah. So that type of love is shrinked or shriveled or retarded or is motivated. So that type of love, not knowledge, that Aishwarya, Krishna is beyond that. Krishna is beyond Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. Anukulena Krishna Nusilanam Bhakti Uttama. So, Jnana Avrita, we must be uncovered with the Jnana. Only the Jnana we can uncover ourselves. Jnana Avrita Dehinam. But this Jnana can uncover us, our sleeping condition. As here in the verse it is said, Jigyasu Shaya Uttamam. Jigyasu Shaya Uttamam. That Brahma Jigyasa. We must get this in the Vedanta Sutra. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. We must wake up and inquire into the Utishta Jagrata Prapya Varang Nibodata. Utishta Jagrata. We must wake up and inquire into the eternal realm. And when we do that, then we can uncover our true identity. And when we uncover our true identity, in due course of time, Jnana Labdhva Parashanti. In due course of time, with the same Jnana, Shraddhadaval Labhate Jnanam, when one has this Shraddha in this Jnana, in due course of time, he applies this knowledge. Then he will be revealed. This knowledge is revealed knowledge. This is a revealed part of revelation where the Lord gives his mercy. He becomes merciful when we aspire on the part of bhakti and devotion. When one inspires on that part, he can get the mercy of the Lord. Tate nukampam shushamikshamana bunjana evatma kritam vipakam hirdvag vapubi virdan namaste jevitayo mukti pare. It is his rightful claim. Mukti. Liberation from the material entanglement. Divya Jnana Hirdaya Prakashit. Divya Jnana Hirdaya Prakashit. But we must have the faith. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Sadma, the home, the Guru Charana is the Sadma, is the home of Bhakti. Shri Guru Charana. Arna Karya Mane Asha. And there is no other hope. There is no other hope for that enlightenment. Chitire Tekorya Bhakya. So we are very fortunate to come in contact with this process of devotional service and try to apply this knowledge in our spiritual life. Because in Bhagavad Gita he said, Nahi jnanena sadrisham. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. Tat swayam yoga sang siddha kalena atmani vindati. Nahi jnanena sadrisham. There is nothing in comparison with this jnana. Because this jnana is the Agni, jnana Agni, it will purify us. It will purify us. It is pavitram. Raja Vidya, Raja Goyam, pavitram. Pavitram idam uttamam. It is the most pure. And it is pratyaksha. It is only perceivable by the part of practice. As it is said, it's not what you eat that make you strong and healthy, but what you digest. So it's what you practice, the knowledge we get. Book knowledge, Srila Prabhupada said, without realization is useless. Book knowledge without practice is useless. Realization, how you get realization? Jnana Vijnana Shahitam Yaj Gatva Moksha Shesubhat. With Jnana Vijnana, knowledge and realization, we get moksha, we get liberation, mukti. We can be liberated from the cycle, the condition of material existence, and we can lift ourselves to the path of bhakti. Bhaktya Mana Bijanati. Yavan Yashyasmi Tatvata. Tato Mang Tatvato Gyatva. Vishishyate. Tar Anantaram. Anandam. Ananta Ananda Vishishyate. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. To enter in the path of the ocean of devotion. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Patiparam Purna. Amrita. Amrita Ashwaranam. Amrita Ashwaranam. We can taste. Ashwarit mean to taste. Chatur Vidashvi Bhagavat Prasara. Ashwarana Triptan. Ashwarana, the same word is the Ashwarana Triptan. We become tripti. We become happy. We become satisfied. The Guru becomes satisfied. We become satisfied. So this is the part of surrendering unto the Supreme Lord in order to gain entry into the path of devotion. As we aspire for this knowledge will keep us focused and fixed. Jnana labdva. Krishna said, Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta. That Jnani who is Nitya Yukta, always worshipping me, always worshipping me. Nitya Yukta Upasite. Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta Eka Bhakti. But has Bhakti. Who is one-pointed in his Bhakti, in his devotion. Who is after self-realization. Who is, coming to me in one direction. Eka Graha. Ekanti. Ekantiki Bhakti. Ekanti. One direction is coming, then he would be able to reach Krishna. He will be able to reach on the path of self-realization where the Lord reveals himself to him. The Lord reveals our identity. Guru reveals our identity, yes, sir. Guru is revealing our identity to us. But Guru is a Krishna, Guru is a Sri Radhika, is Sri Guru. Sri Guru. Guru is representative of Krishna. Sakshat Daharitvena Samasta Sashtir Uktasta Tabhav Yata Kintu Prabhuya Priya Eva Tasya. He is a Priya. He is most dear to Krishna. And he is most dear to Krishna, and he is directly representative of Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada used to say, Sakshat Hari. He is directly Hari. Guru is Sri Guru, Srimati Radharani. Krishna se tumara, Krishna dite paro, tumara sakati ache, amito kangala, Krishna Krishna boli, daitava pache pache, amito kangala. I am the beggar, I am the kangali, I am the beggar at the lotus feet of Krishna, Sri Guru. Because Krishna prapti hoy. Krishna prapti hoy. Krishna can give us, he can give us the prapti siddhi. He has a prapti hoy. He has a prapti siddhi. He can give us Krishna. Guru has Krishna. Guru, Krishna se tumhar. He has Krishna. Guru has Krishna. We surrender to Guru. How we surrender to Guru? He is one who has implicit faith, both in the Lord and his spiritual master. Are imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. One who has faith both in the Lord and his spiritual master. Yasya Devi para bhaktir yata Devi tata guru. Tasyaite katita hi arta prakashanti mahatmana. Mahajano yena gata swapanta. We have to follow. And we have the living example, we have the living proof. The person who have done everything, who is directly giving the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada. Perfect example. Where could we look? Where should we look? Should we look further? When you find something, you shouldn't be looking. You should be just taking and enjoying. This is the Guru. This is Sri Guru. This is our fortune that we have in Kali Yuga. I don't know if any other Kali Yuga may come where we can get a Guru like Srila Prabhupada and his devotees, his representative. It may not never happen again. This is a very rare opportunity. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here just, 5 seconds ago. 5 seconds ago, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here. He said 500 years ago, but according to geographical time, he was just here 5 seconds ago. So we are still in the Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So how fortunate we are. How fortunate I am to get an opportunity to come here and sit in this temple and try to speak in something about Krishna and Guru. I yearn for it, I want it, I cry for it day after day, night after night, I really want it. But sometimes I feel I am slighted, But I pay my obeisances, I'm so proud of myself, I feel too full. But it's when your cup is full, you run it over, And when the mercy of the Guru Guru is kind upon you, we have to surrender. And if we surrender unto Guru, we would get his grace. And when we have the grace of the Lord, then everything is insignificant in the material world. Because we have gotten Krishna, and we aspire for Krishna. We serve Krishna, So this is the Ekakiya Mar Nahi Payabal Harinama Sankirtane. We have by ourselves, we are weak. But in the association of devotees, we have strength, This is the meaning to spiritual life, Sangha. And when we have the Sangha of Krishna and his devotees, then our life becomes happy. Savai Pungsang Para Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radhok Saja Ahaituki Apatihata Yayatma Suprasiddhyati. The Atma, the soul becomes satisfied. And when the soul becomes satisfied, so Sukham Kartuma Vyayam, Sukham. We can enjoy that, tap into that realm of divine pleasure. Ramante Yogino Nante, Satyananda Chidatmani, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhabi Tabi, Tabi, the Evani Jarupataya Kalabi. Goloka Prema Dana Harinama Sankirtana. What is lacking? What is lacking? Nothing is lacking. Srila Prabhupada used to say, what is the difficulty? What is the difficulty? This is the part of self-realization. This is the part of Anandam Burivardhanam, Pratiparam, Purna Amritasvaranam. This is Machita Madgata Prana, Bodhayantascha Parasparam, Kathayantascha Mam Nityam, Tushtayanticha Ramanticha, Ramanti. We will be happy. And if one is not happy on this part, I don't know where he would find it, because everything else is insignificant to this part of devotion. So fortunate we are. Srila Prabhupada say, Bhagyate Miloi. Bhagyate Miloi. We have attained, we have reached that, we get that opportunity, that fortune, that great fortune. Evam Anupatitam. So I am very thankful to the devotees here. They have been kind to me. I came here many times, and I get opportunity to serve, and wherever I will go in the world, I do get opportunity to serve. And I'm really happy for Srila Prabhupada movement and the special benediction of all devotees. So thank you all very much. I can go on for a long, long period of time talking. I love to talk. This is my only word of existence, to want to talk of Krishna. And I seek the blessings of everyone. You know, in a silent way I have done many times, and I always do. That's my only hope, to be in the association of the devotees and get the blessings of the devotees, you know. And if I have committed any offense to anyone while I'm here, you please forgive me and give your blessings that I will one day become a nice devotee of Krishna. Thank you all very much, and if there is any question, I will be very happy to.
Hare Krishna. So, you know, it seems simple to go straight forward and the path, you know, everything's laid out nicely, but I find that there are these little landmines in the mind, landmines, or little traps or potholes, right? And I speak particularly in the managing relationships with devotees and not making offenses, because we're all trying to grow at the same time, but that also means that we have a lot of issues, and sometimes these things come out and it can be triggering. And once you're triggered, the risk of making an offense becomes so much higher. And once you've made that offense, your process either slows down, stops completely. So how do we, while we're growing, try to A, avoid making offenses, and B, be more tolerant of other devotees when they make offenses, so that we don't make an offense against them as almost like countering off what they've done?
Well, in the neophyte stage, there will always be those type of interactions, you know, mingling, and it will always be there. But it is there to purify us. You know, metal is just metal. But when you put it in the fire, and it stays in the fire, that same metal becomes fire. And can be utilized in a very beautiful way, even more than fire. The blacksmith, he has that metal fire inside of that metal, he can utilize it properly. Guru is like the blacksmith. He gets the fire in the metal. He keeps the fire there by way of keeping you in the devotional service. And he can utilize you in the perspective right way, in a beautiful way, for you to become more purified, and you become more sanctified, and you become more, you know, energized, and you can serve, you know, the purpose of Guru. Everything can be utilized in the service of the Lord. When Hanuman, he got his tail on fire, you know, he could have gotten, you know, said, look, so much offense is committed here, you know, and, you know, I can, you know, this is really abominable. No, he's only thinking how to serve. His tail is on fire, but he's thinking how to serve. How to serve, I can serve. How, before this fire goes out, how can I serve my Lord Ram? Before the life goes out of this body, before I leave the path of devotion, how can I serve the Guru? I only have to stay here. I will be purified. So some little offenses there. Generally speaking, devotees not supposed to take offense with one another, you know, and commit offense with one another. We should always try to be humble. But it's not until we become humbled, then we become humble. So Lord is arranging situation that we will become humble by humbling us, by making us humble towards our seniors, towards situation, towards conditions, towards another Vaishnava. And if we reflect, you know, all the path, the whole path is there. The whole path is there. Ambrish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni had was to go back to Ambrish Maharaj. So with great humility, if we happen to commit an offense to a Vaishnava, to a devotee, to someone, we sincerely from our heart, we pay our obeisances. We can't do it right away. But Lord, I must have committed offenses. I must have offended him, you know. And I can go to another devotee. I can confide in another devotee. Help me to see how I can reconcile, how I can, you know, go to this Vaishnava and offer my obeisances, you know. And help me to offer my obeisances, you know, because I may not have the right attitude to deal with this other devotee. So we take strength from another devotee to see how we can reconcile and surrender and apply the humility in our lives. And as we do that, you know, Lord will grace us with from within. Because why? Lord is right there. Lord is guiding us. Lord is watching on us. He is seeing us. And He is not, you know, far. He is always willing to give you the dictation from within. Jitamana prashantasya paramatma samahita. So Paramatma is, but Jitamana, you must conquer the mind. You must conquer the mind. You must engage the mind in devotional service. You must burn in the fire of devotion. You must stay there. And Jitamana, conquer the mind. And then Paramatma, Samahita, he would give the direction from within. And he would help you to surrender. And he'll help you to stay within the path of devotional service. If you stay humble, if you apply humility. And humility, more we apply it, more we apply the humility, is more Lord will grace us, because this is the part of grace. This devotional service is a part of grace. This is not a part where you can demand, entry into the higher realm. Only with humility and grace can we attain the grace of the Lord, the mercy of the Lord. So stay on the path, even though you might commit some offense. Go to the devotee and pay obeisances, and then you will learn how to be humble. If you don't do that, how you will learn how to be humble? You beg Lord every day. Every day you beg Lord, Lord help me to be humble, Lord help me to be humble, help me to be humble. But when you get the chance to be humble, you not apply it? No, we should. Bow our heads to the Vaishnavas all the time. And if we make a mistake, we quickly go and try to make amend. Quickly. And if some time pass, no problem. We can still try. From within, we keep endeavoring from within. At least for me, I do that. Because this world is a world where you can fall in any trap. And if I make offense, I try from within, from myself, to pay my obeisance to the devotee. Pay my obeisance to the devotee and, beg the Lord to help me to that I could go to this devotee. And if I can't go, I try to find another devotee who could help me to go to that devotee. In Srila Prabhupada, when he first went from his Grihastha ashram to his godbrother's mat, all the devotees were, arguing and bickering and, doing so many, aparad. And he was there. Srila Prabhupada was there. And he saw. So we dare to see also. We come here. We can see. We can know where to go, where to surrender, how to place ourselves. We have intellectual capability. And we have guidance from senior devotees. So many of Srila Prabhupada's disciples, the Sangha is strong. Fortunate to come when the Sangha is strong. Thank you, Prabhu. If there any other... Look, Arjunananda wants to ask a question. Please make a comment.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I just wanted to, with your permission, of course you spoke about how we have to be, take a humble stand and be ready to go and offer obeisances and beg forgiveness from the other devotee. And also at the same time, go in front of the deities and, keep praying daily so that we get this Krishna's strength to be humble. By our strength it's not possible. So I found it as to be a very beautiful point. Very nice. So in addition to that, I was just thinking, if there is someone who is offending us, then how do we tolerate offenses? I think the best way is to, for both, if someone is offending or we feel like offending someone, then if we adopt Vaishnava etiquettes in our lifestyle, that is like a safe net where anything wrong happens, at least we don't react in a way which is not Vaishnavic and become more entangled in these things. So at least when we adopt Vaishnava etiquettes, even if someone is offending, we can at least be safe. That was one. And for example, if I find that whenever in situations I'm around people because of whom or certain situations where if the particular devotee is there and I have a tendency to commit offenses, then generally I try to distance myself, from that situation, because in that association it's only bringing out the bad in me. It's not helping me grow in devotional service. So sometimes I try to be respectful, and that being respectful is possible when I maintain a little distance. Then I can see some good. If I'm too close to that devotee, then it just brings out, other criticism. And also, if we get into a situation where there are offenses, like His Holiness Bhakti Tirth Maharaj says, where if two people come and they have a conflict, we should always understand actual problem started because of me. Then I give benefit of doubt to the other person. by default, even if it is his fault. Or we should take it as it is my fault. Then we can start thinking, okay, what I could have done so that the situation could not have led to what it became. Like that. So then that way we give benefit of doubt, okay, it's not his problem, it's my problem. And then we can at least do something better for ourselves. So I thought, in addition to your main big point, just little side these points also.
Yes. Beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you for your contribution. And yasyasti bhaktir bhavatir akinchana sarvai gunai samaste suraya. If we stay on the path of bhakti and devotional service, we would develop all the qualities of the God, devas. Yasyasti bhaktir bhavati akinchana sarvair gunai samaste suraya. All the divine qualities will come. So we have to stay on the path of devotional service to get all these divine qualities. And as Arjuna Prabhu was saying, when I came to this temple, I must tell you, I didn't see Arjuna as a new devotee, because I know he's a senior devotee, not by birth but by his devotional service and his existence as a devotee. Because this is what Krishna here, this is same verse, same purport. Srila Prabhupada have said that also. By way of your previous activity, you come and you enjoy this world. And prapya punya kritam lokam utsvita shashwati sama suchinam srimatam gehe yoga brasta bijayate. Again you continue on a part of devotional service. That was said in the same purport. But because I am so engrossed in my thinking that I can give the class, I don't need to read the purport too much. I don't need to read too much things. I can sometimes I'm so proud. I feel I can talk on one word, like the great acharyas and so forth. But it just take a lot of time. This take a lot of time and a lot of experience and a lot of dedication to the part of devotional service, before we can really do those wonderful things in the part of devotional service. So. Again, thank you, Arjuna Prabhu, for giving your putting the little icing on the on the cream, icing on the cake, cake of devotion. Thank you. Is there any other question? So thank you all very much for giving me this opportunity to serve in this capacity. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhishya kripa sindhu bevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.